Hey, it's good to see you again. Well, I gotta say, I'm so thankful that you invited me into your home again, and well, I really hope that you're ready to do a fun painting because, well, here comes ready or not. I got a big old canvas today. I got it turned horizontal. I got a very thin layer of titanium white diluted with just a little bit of linseed oil to make it all slick. And when we put the paint on there, of course, it's going to be real tinted, which is exactly what we want for a sunlit day. Now let's go ahead and, ooh, you know what I want to do? I'm going to get out the big old knife this time around. Let's just get out the big old knife. And we're going to start by mixing a couple of colors here. We're just going to get a little bit of that mud color there. And I got a little bit of the mud color on the palette today. While we're getting started, well, the names of the colors are going to be going across the screen so you know exactly what I'm using, just in case you want to follow along. Okay. Now that mud color, let's go ahead and get some of the alizarin crimson and the ultramarine. And we're going to make ourselves a nice dark color, okay? Let's go ahead and get a little bit of that phthalo in there too, not too much. Because we want the ground to be pretty violet, right? Yeah, we want it to be pretty violet. So let's go ahead and just take some of the ultramarine again. And, you know, good way of figuring out what color you got. Because a lot of times when you mix these three colors together, these are our base colors. They're very transparent. When you mix them together, you get all kinds of colors, all the way from turquoise to black to violet and everything in between. It's just a fascinating blend of colors. Here I'm going to get a little bit more of the alizarin crimson on that, a little bit more of the ultramarine, and that's getting pretty dark. I'd say that's getting pretty dark. Oh, that's getting real dark. Okay. Now here's what we're going to do. We're going to take this mix, we're going to smear it out like that. Then we're going to cut through, get that nice roll of paint on there, and that way, when we touch the canvas, it's just gonna come right off. The canvas is gonna take whatever it wants and leave the rest. Okay? That's all there is to it. Now, keep in mind that after we put this base layer on, we're also going to use our brush to smooth out the paint. Okay? Now I'm painting on a canvas that I've already used before. You can do that if you have a painting that you don't like. You can just go ahead and paint over it, or you can, sand off all the rough edges. But be careful when you do that because some colors are pretty toxic and you don't want to breathe those in. So wear a respirator if you're going to sand things off before you do it. But, you don't have to sand it off. You can just paint right over your old painting, and that'll be perfectly fine. Every artist has done it. Every artist, and I do mean every artist. I am not kidding. If you ever meet an artist who says they haven't painted over an old canvas before, they're a dirty liar. Every last one of them. And there might be a few of them out there, I don't know. Maybe they're too proud to admit they've done a bad painting, but we all do bad paintings, and we all make mistakes. And there's no shame in it. Because making mistakes is how we grow. It's how we grow, it's how we learn what not to do. And we take what things worked, and we leave what didn't work. That's one of the best things about painting. You don't have to fear failure. When you start out, not all your paintings, well, pretty much none of your paintings are going to be any good. And that's something you just got to accept right off the bat. And there's no shame in it. Okay, now we want to take this color over this way, I think, yeah. Go ahead and press the knife into the canvas. You don't have to be baby it in. Okay. We're just trying to get that dark down. That's what we're doing. I was thinking of the highlight earlier. That's where I made my mistake. It doesn't matter if the color gets pressed in the canvas at all like this, okay? And the more you press, the better it's going to be, probably. And where else do we want to get? Do we want to get over here? Yeah, over here. With that. Go ahead and get all the areas you think you don't need to get. Well, we don't have to get all that expanse in there, but I'm going to get more. What I should say is get more of the area than you think you need to get. And that way you'll really cover your bases in. Okay, let's go ahead and get one of our brushes now. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my big old brush. This brush is made with natural hairs. This is important because the natural hairs don't streak as much when you paint with them. This is not as important when you're using little brushes, but with big brushes, the streaks become a lot more noticeable. So it's okay to use synthetic hairs when you have little brushes, but big brushes, you really want to look for those house painting brushes that have natural hairs. They work a lot better for this technique. Okay. So here's what I'm doing. I'm just kind of smoothing out everything and taking the color into, a little further in places where maybe we didn't think of initially. Okay. This is all I'm doing. It's all good. Now don't be afraid of covering up this area and getting rid of all that thick paint. We do not want thick paint when we do this. No. We don't want thick paint. And you probably want to go ahead and use X strokes when you do this. Otherwise you're going to wind up with something that looks a lot like water. And we're not really looking for water. No, we're not looking for water today. Today is much more foliage. Okay. Now with that, I'm going to take, let's go ahead and put the brush over there. That's good. Now I'm going to take what little paint I've got. Actually, let's take the big brush, or not the big brush, the big knife. Sometimes I think of my knife as a brush because I use it for painting so much. And we'll add a nice healthy hunk of white here. A hunk of white. Okay. Now look how much, look how easily that was created. And you know what? Add a little bit more than you think you need. That's one of my biggest rules for this. Add a little bit more than you think you need. Now, we're going to smear this out again. And now we're going to cut across and get that roll of paint all over again. See that? That's what it looks like. You pull it out and then you cut through. Okay. Now, this is the point where you want to use very little pressure. Okay. Very little pressure. And the canvas is going to take what it wants. The canvas will take what it feels like. And what we're doing here is we're kind of just creating the appearance of gravel and dirt. We're not trying to set the world on fire with some grand painting technique. We're just creating a little bit of dirt so you can pull it every which way, but leave these little pinholes of darkness showing through everything that you do. It doesn't have to look exactly like a pile of dirt. We're just creating the appearance of dirt. Remember that. So don't become discouraged if you think to yourselves, well, this doesn't look so much like dirt right now. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's fine. See that? That's exactly what we're going for. We just want it to look real rough. We want it to look like there's lots of texture in there. And that texture will imply dirt. Okay? We'll go in here and we'll do the same thing. You don't have to adhere to anything. Just go ahead and throw it wherever. You can go ahead and press real hard with the knife too. It doesn't matter if you press real hard on this, I don't think. No, it doesn't matter that much. Okay. And if you get a little bit of color mixing in there, that's totally fine. Okay. There. Now see how easily we create this texture. That's really all there is to it. You know, you can go every which way with this too, because you know how dirt is. It goes every which way. It does, you know, like I like to say, it does whatever it wants. Yeah, that's what a lot of things in nature are like. You'll have a funny idea about how things are supposed to go in nature, but then nature will throw you a curveball. I'm sure if you ever go outside and you just study nature for a while, just kind of hang out there. Grab yourself a chair, maybe, nice lawn chair, crack open a beer. Or a soda, depending on how you live your life. And just take a seat out there and watch things for a little while. Listen to the birds sing and watch the people walking around, you know, the dog on the leash and all that, and look at all the animals playing and foraging for food and all that business. You know, you start to get in tune with that sort of thing after a while, and you look around at the squirrels packing away their nuts and the dogs catching frisbees and the children riding the merry-go-round in the park. And you start to realize, oh boy, this isn't anything like I imagined it would be. And every day is a little different when you go out there and really study things. Every day is a little different, which makes it so much more worthwhile to go out and check it out again and again and again. If you're not the outdoorsy type, well, sometimes you just want to go out there the one time and get a feel for it. And that's perfectly fine too, because it's not for everybody. Everybody's a little different. Kind of like everything in nature, right? Okay, now we've got a whole bunch of makeshift piles of dirt there. That looks pretty decent. So let's go ahead and wipe off this knife now, because we don't really need that color that much right now. Now when you clean off your knife, be sure you get your edges, because sometimes paint likes to hide out there. They make a little hidey hole in the edge of your knife, both the big side and the little side. So get those clean. Keep them clean. Alright. Well, that's ready to paint again. So let's go ahead and, you know what I want to do? I want to go ahead and create myself a nice little, we're going to go ahead, take the big brush here, and we're going to pull out a little bit of the ultramarine. Okay? A little alizarin crimson. Just a little bit. A little bit. Actually, I'm going to get a lot. Yeah, I'm going to get a nice amount of the old green right here. Not too much. Not too much. Just a smidge. Just a smidge. Okay? And this dark color here, this dark color, is going to have a lot of alizarin, a lot of ultramarine. Okay? It's going to be mostly ultramarine and alizarin on this one. Okay? And just a touch of the phthalo green. Alright. Now here's what we're going to do. We're just going to, what we can do is we can brush up to create the feeling of plant life coming up here. Okay? And what I can do also is tap my brush into the paint, and that'll help distribute the paint evenly. That'll help distribute the paint evenly in the bristles. And if you need more paint, just go in and mix some more of that color. It doesn't all have to be all the same or anything. It doesn't have to have a whole bunch of that same color all mixed exactly alike. You just want to go in there and hammer these things in, okay? And be sure you think about the way that all these plants are bending. Like maybe you got some over here that are kind of coming over this way, and maybe some that are kind of, I don't know, going over this way too, and oh yeah, things are getting crazy over there. Yep. We'll go in and mix some more of the color, and we're just going to cover the entire canvas like this. I'm going to get a little bit more phthalo green in there this time, with about the same amount of alizarin crimson. And then, we go over here. There it goes. There it goes. And remember, think about all the shapes that you can possibly paint with your brush like this. All the shapes that are going to be going all throughout the painting. Maybe some of these things bend this way, right? Maybe they do. Okay? Maybe they do. We'll say that they go this way. And then they go this way. There it goes. We're almost done blocking in this shape already. Isn't that wonderful? That's how easy this is. That's how little it takes. Okay. Now when we brush these things in, as always, we want to make sure they're a little darker at the bottom. A little darker at the bottom than they are at the top. Okay? Okay. Okay. And we'll go through here. There's some barriers that we have to hit still. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. There we go. Here we go. Okay. Look at all this. Look at all this. This is wonderful, isn't it? I swear this has got to be one of the most wonderful ways to paint in the world. It's so easy to get the hang of, and it really kickstarts your painting technique. If you've never painted before, you should really give this style a try, because maybe maybe you've never tried it before because you're a little scared. And I'm telling you right now, you don't have to be scared. You don't have to be scared. Okay? You just have to have a little bravery. Believe me, painting can be very scary. But if you just stick with it and you keep trying, you'll get it. All the people who have talent, they're a dime a dozen. They're a dime a dozen. Don't worry about them. You worry about you. Because you're going to see lots of people with talent who just kind of phone it in while you're out there busting your hump. Happens all the time. But you know who wins in the end? Well, have you heard that story? The tortoise wins. Maybe you're the tortoise, and maybe the person with the talent is the hare. Maybe you're not picking things up quite as fast. But that's okay, because sometimes we learn at different speeds, and sometimes we learn different ways. That's one of the things about people. Like I say, everyone's different. Some people learn better by hearing people talk about things. Some people learn better by having it shown to them. And then some people learn better by just doing it themselves. Well, that's the magic of learning. Everybody can learn. Everybody can paint. You just have to give people a chance, is all. Okay? Now, I'm reaching the point where I feel like, we'll go ahead and I'm feeling like one more thing up here is going to do it. Okay? Just get a little bit more of that. There it goes. Okay. There it goes. Okay. Now, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to set that brush aside. And I'm going to start thinking about, what I'm going to do. I'm going to get out old Phil. I like to call my brushes by their names. Okay? And we're going to go ahead and take a little bit of that cadmium yellow, or not cadmium yellow, chrome yellow. What am I thinking? I don't use cadmium yellow. I use chrome yellow. Well, sometimes I used to use cadmium yellow, so I'm having myself a little bit of a flashback. Okay. Well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a little bit of the blue and maybe a little bit of the green. Okay? A little bit, just a little bit. Ooh, that's a lot, actually. That's a lot. Now, the reason I went for the yellow first is because you want to generally get your light colors before you get your dark colors. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit, just a little bit of white to this. All right? And you know what I say? You want to add a little bit more color than you think you need. Here, let's go ahead and just scoop up the color with our little knife, rather. Oh, I thought this was the big old knife for a second. Nope, it's the little knife. Okay. All right. So this is the color we got. We got a little bit of the phthalo green. We got a little bit of the ultramarine, a little chrome yellow, and then we're going to add some white. And that's going to form the basis for our color. And don't be afraid to add a little bit more of the yellow and the white than you think you need. Okay? It's very important. Add a little bit more. Add a little bit more than you think you need. Okay? There. And again, we're going to smear this out. Smear it out. Smear it out. We're not going to cut through it, though. We're not going to cut through it. We just want to get as much off that knife as we can. Okay? I'm going to add a little bit of the odorless turpentine to this. Okay? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to run it through the paint. Because when you run the brush through the paint, there, getting the lid out of the way. When you run the brush through the paint, ooh, nice things happen. Ooh, I'm getting a little bit of a run there. We're adding a little too much odorless turpentine. Okay. You know what? I'm having a moment of inspiration here, so let's go ahead and run the fan brush through the paint, okay? We'll run the fan brush through. There. Okay. And here's my idea. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take this color. I'm going to go right up here. I'm just going to, like that. I'm going to turn it over. Okay? I'm just going to imagine that we're layering this, all right? Okay. And all these little things are kind of just happening, all right? There. Now, every time I run out of paint, I'm going to go back in. Okay. I'm going to go back in. And I'm going to get some more. Let's watch this. Okay. Just like that. Alright. Okay. Now, look how I run out of paint. Then I go right back in. And I get some more. Just like that. Alright. And that's a very easy way to do this sort of thing. Now, when you're painting by yourself, you can go in and get all kinds of detail and everything, and maybe that's what you want. If you want to get all kinds of detail, go ahead and get that detail. But if you want to find an easier way to do these sorts of things with lots of foliage and everything, then go ahead and get your fan brush out. We can just kind of bang this in. Okay? And don't cover up the darks. You might be tempted, but don't do it. Leave them around. Let these things go every which way, you know? Yeah, like that. Every time you need a little bit of color, just go ahead and get it. Go ahead and get it. Like that. There. Let them flow. There. Maybe. Down here. Okay, we got a little bit of something there. Maybe we got a little something there. Okay. Yeah. We've got all kinds of crazy things happening in this painting. All kinds of crazy things. Don't be afraid of it. Don't be afraid. You don't have to be afraid. Just telling you right now, you don't have to be afraid. Okay? There. There it goes. Okay. Maybe we'll have a little bit of a change here, and we'll have some more stuff going out this way. Maybe we'll have some things bending over to the right, like that. You think? Yeah. Ooh, that's bold and daring, isn't it? Yes, it is. Okay. There it goes. Ooh, we got a little spot up here we're forgetting, aren't we? All right, so we'll go in here and, you know, we'll give it a little bit of something. We'll forget about it. There it goes. Okay. Okay. That's looking good. All right. Let's go back in. Okay. There. Okay. There. Now, what we might need is a little bit more of that same color. Like I say, always make more of the color than you think you need. I thought I did, and it turned out that I needed even more. That happens. It happens. Don't let it discourage you. Don't let it run you down. You're gonna be okay. Don't stress out if you happen to run out of that color. Again, tell yourself, you're gonna be okay. Everything is gonna be okay. And then, look how much color I've already whipped up already. Does it look about the same as that? Ooh, yes it does. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to add just a little bit more yellow. More of that chrome yellow. It might help when you paint these things. Ooh, smear that out. Smear it out again so it makes it lots easier to get your brush through it, okay? And don't worry if your brush has a whole bunch of dark color, okay? Just like that. All right. Look at that. Here, we'll get some of this too. There it goes. Alright, we'll run the brush through again. And we're going to go this way. Don't be afraid if you happen to run out of paint. Just mix some more of it. Mix some more. And tell yourself that it's going to be okay. Because I know how hard it is when you're starting out. And when you think to yourself, oh no, I haven't mixed the right amount of paint. What am I going to do? Well, the answer is you just mix some more. That's all there is to it. You don't have to stress yourself out. It's going to be okay. I know I keep saying that, but, you know, I know how it is. I know how it is when you're just starting out. Okay. And go ahead and cover up whatever you want. Maybe create some things here and there. There. Now look at all the movement. Look at all the swirling wonders that we have all throughout this painting already. Okay. We've got ourselves a very nice base to paint on. And wasn't that easy? Oh, that was so easy. That was so easy. Now here's what I want to do next. I'm going to take my big old knife. I'm going to add some blue to this. Okay. That's all I'm going to do. I'm going to add some blue. Okay. In fact, I might get a little bit of the color we were using and add some blue to that. Now look how easy that is. Okay. I'll add some white too. Some blue and white to all this. Okay. Since we're pretty well on our way here. Okay. We got ourselves quite the nice turquoise color, don't we? Yeah, we do. Take a little bit more blue and take all of that color that we were using, all of it. And we can reuse things pretty easily. Look at this. We got ourselves a little bit of a hair on the palette there. Well, you know what I say. That's one for the bingo card. I don't know how long you've been with us, how long you've been watching, but we have ourselves a little bit of a mental bingo card. It's not a real one. It's just a checklist of things that happen every episode, sooner or later. For instance, I get a little bit of hair on the palette because, I got long hair. I get a little bit of paint on myself, or, sometimes I get paint on the easel, which doesn't sound that weird until you realize, well, I wasn't really intending to get paint on the easel. I want to get paint on the palette and paint on the canvas, but painting on the easel, that's kind of a waste. Or maybe I just get paint on my shirt, because that happens a lot too. Hey, got ourselves a lot of paint there. All right. So we're going to take our other fan brush. I have another fan brush. If you don't have one, okay, just clean off the one you got. Don't worry about it if you only have one. Okay. And then we're just gonna go through a lot of these. Okay. And find little dark spots here and just kind of accent them with this color. Okay. Just like that. There. But leave that light color behind. Leave that light color, alright? You're going to be tempted to go ahead and cover it up, but don't cover it up. Don't cover it up. There. Okay. Leave it there. Leave it there. Okay. Alright. Maybe we'll go up in here and get a couple more of these and we don't have to fool around with this too much, I don't think. It's just nice to go in there and maybe add a little bit more color into things. Makes it look a little bit more interesting, I think. Okay. Add some greens and such. Oh, it's just fun to do that. Okay. There. Okay. You can leave this part out too if you don't like it. You don't have to do this part. You can just put the highlight in and forget about it. And sometimes it might, in fact, be better to do that. I just wanted to add a little bit of something. And I think that we did that. Okay. Let's set that brush aside for right now. Here, let me set it right here on my table. Okay. Now let's go ahead and make some decisions next. Now where do I want to go? Where do I want to go? I know what I want to do. Let's go ahead and smear this back onto the palette. Let me set this palette down for a second so I can do what I need to do. Because I gotta clean this. I gotta clean this knife off. This knife is getting to be a bit much. Okay. There. That is better. It's gonna be a little easier to use now. Thank goodness, right? Okay. Now let's go ahead and I know what I'm gonna do. I know. Let's take some of our chrome yellow here. And add just the slightest amount of white to that. Okay. Alright. Now, what I want to do for the rest of this is let's add ourselves a little bit of a base color. Alright. I'm going to use a base color of alizarin crimson. Alizarin crimson with all these other colors over here. And then I think I might add a little bit of the chrome yellow in there. Okay? We'll just make sort of a deep, earthy orange color, alright? I think that'll make for a nice base color. That's really all we gotta do. Okay? I think that's wonderful. Here, we'll add just a touch more alizarin crimson, because I love alizarin crimson. Such a wonderful color. There. That's good. Here, let me set this down again, so I can clean off my knife. Okay. That's all there is to it. Just a little bit of alizarin, and chrome yellow will do the job for you. We could take our big old knife here and, well, we'll just put it right there. There it goes. There it goes. Okay. Alright. Let's wipe this knife off, our big old knife. And, ooh, that's getting a little dirty, isn't it? I know. It's getting there. It's getting pretty dirty. We best get it out of the way. Okay, now we got a much cleaner knife. Here, let me put some medium right there. I have a bottle of linseed oil over here that I need to get out of the way. And I did it, so it's all good. Now let's go in here and pick out some spots where these yellow roses are going to be. I don't know, yellow rose, who ever heard of that? Well, they're out there. I've picked yellow roses for people before. Okay. So we're going to have this little flower right here. Yeah, what I might want to do is I might want to put my palette down for this and get my roll of paper towels over here so I can get the paint off the canvas more easily. Now, there's a reason that we do this, and the reason we do this is to make it a little easier to put the paint on. Because a lot of times when you're doing this sort of thing, well, if you try to just put the dark color out creating a little outline for yourself, ooh, that's gonna be a pain. That's gonna be a rough one. Because what happens is the paint is so thick, it's already there on the canvas, that when you go to put your color in, it just becomes a big old mess. A big, garbled mess. And we don't want that. No, I don't want that for you. I want you to have nice paintings. I want you to have paintings that you're going to look at and say to yourself, I'm glad I painted this. Not a painting where you're going to look at it and say, ooh, woof. Oh, yeah. Just imagine barking like a dog at your canvas. Well, like I say, it pays to be a little weird sometimes when you're an artist. Yeah. We'll make this one a little bigger. Now, the thing about flowers like this is that we can go ahead and take some artistic liberties whenever we feel like. Things don't have to be exactly the way they are when we see them in nature, because a lot of plant life like this, we can get away with a lot of things. Okay. Now this flower right here is probably going to go down to about here. Okay. You'll notice that the shape is starting to, well, take shape. Well, getting this outline is really half the battle, I have to say. It is so important for you to do this outline like this, to scratch out this paint, and then leave your outline. Okay, we'll go right about here. If you want, you can take the corner of your knife and just scratch out little things like lines and stuff to help you on your way. Just imagine that you're blocking shapes in. You're non-committal. That's really where we're at. We are non-committal at this point. Well, we're a little bit committal because we are scratching paint off the canvas. But as far as the actual outline, pretty non-committal. Now, you don't want to go too big or else it's going to look all weird and stuff, but you can use your best judgment on that one. It's not that hard to figure out, ooh, this is too big. You'll know when it's too big. You'll see it and go, whoa, that's a big flower compared to all these others. This is a bit much. Believe me, you will know. You will know. Okay, this flower is going to have some petals that are going to go over that way. Okay, that's pretty cool. Yeah, that's cool. I like that. And then we'll find this over here, and this is going to go up this way, and yep, there it is. There's that line. Well, we got the vaguest hint of a shape at this point. These are getting a little bigger now because they're coming toward us. They're coming toward us, so we've got to take a few more liberties with the size. We can make these a little bit bigger, and these back here can be a little smaller. Okay, and that will give us a sense of depth. Even when you're looking down at things and you're not looking straight off in the distance, you can still find a sense of depth in the painting. Okay, now right about here is where I think I'm gonna take off a little bit more paint. There it goes. Now this is the ground that we painted, so that's going to be interesting to work with. Okay. Okay. And before anything else, I want to take just a little bit of yellow, okay, and mix that in with this green right here, okay. Because what's going to happen here is that each of these flowers needs a stem, don't they? Yeah, they do. They sure do. Okay. And that's just what we're going to give them. We're going to give them a little bit of a stem. So we'll take the chrome yellow, a little bit of white, and we'll just mix up some of this paint. Now hopefully you didn't use it all. But if you did, just go ahead and mix up a little bit of the ultramarine with some chrome yellow. And maybe add a little bit of alizarin if you feel like it. But it's mostly just ultramarine. Ultramarine and chrome yellow. A little bit of white, just to brighten it up. Okay? And we'll cut through that. And here's what I want to do next. I'm going to set that aside because we got that color mixed up. And I'll take my little knife here. I'll get some of the alizarin and the ultramarine and the phthalo green and mix up our lovely, lovely dark mix. Now, of course, you want to go ahead. You want to keep this on the violet side, because violet and green look so good against each other, don't they? Oh, they really do. And you want to really contrast the green with the violet. It looks so, so nice. You might even want to keep it on the blue side. Go ahead and keep it on the blue side. And I think keep it on the blue side is a good move. Okay? Now we're going to pull it out, cut through. Yeah, I'm going to pull it out even more. There. Now we got that roll of paint. Now, down in here, we're going to have, yep, right about here, we're just going to have a little bit. That's how we do it. And then right about here, we'll go. Don't worry if it doesn't look completely right. Don't worry. Because we're going to go through with our brush and smooth out that paint. There it goes. You gotta make that noise or else it won't go on right. Okay. Here we'll find ourselves another stem right about there. Okay. That's all there is to that one. And maybe right about there. Okay. That's all there is to that. And maybe right in here. That's really all the stems I think we're going to be able to see. I think that works here. We'll add a little something maybe at the bottom of these. Because you know how it is with flowers. Just a little bit of something at the end there to signify, yeah, this is a flower. And it's sitting nice and pretty right where it needs to go. Hey, now doesn't that look nice? Oh, that looks so nice. Here. Let me go ahead and pull this down. Okay. And then we'll do the same thing over here. We'll just pull this down. Smooth that paint out. Smooth it out, okay? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that we didn't scratch it out because it's got just the right amount of shadow in there. Okay? Look at that. Oh, we can go ahead and refine that if we want. You can pull that paint around as much as you want. Okay? Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Okay. Okay. That's great. Okay. All right. That's good. That's good. We don't have to do any more than that. We don't have to do any more than that. Here's what I'm going to do. Clean off this brush, and what I do is I go at the bottom of my bucket. I have a 5-gallon bucket filled with odorless turpentine. I rub it against the grating, just like that, to get all the paint off. I knock the excess turpentine off. Then I wipe it on the edges, okay? And I beat it against the easel. Oh, it's a little hummingbird. Doesn't make much of a sound at all. It's cute. I like it. And then, of course, we wipe it on the paper towels just to get this nice and clean. And that's all there is to it. Alright. We don't use real turpentine because real turpentine is too smelly, it's too sticky, it's too flammable. It's just a big hassle. And that's what it is. Okay, we're going to go in here and after I get a little bit of odorless turpentine on my brush to mix that with the paint, I'll go in and throw a little bit on the edge of this, okay? Maybe we want to go ahead and get some of that there. Yeah, it's looking good. Now here's what we can do. We can go ahead and maybe blend this in a little bit with the dark paint to make it look like, ooh, there's a little bit of shadow on that side there. Okay. We can do the same thing maybe right about there. There it goes. Okay. That's all we gotta do. That's all we gotta do. Don't overthink it. Don't overthink it. Just keep it light. Keep it simple. Okay. Maybe we're imagining the light is coming from maybe the left and over this way. Yeah? I think that'll work nicely. Here, we'll go over here. And just like that. Okay? That's fun. That's fun. Alright. Alright, that's good. That's good. Okay. Oops. Boy, we're getting ourselves a little bit too much odorless turpentine in here. I got myself a little bit of paint on my hands. Oh no, I got it again. We better tear off this sheet here before. Uh-oh. 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 Where's the end of the sheet? I hate these paper towels that stick too closely to itself. There it goes. Finally got it. Alright. I just want to clean myself off, please. May I have that? May I have permission to do that, Mr. Roll of Paper Towels? Thank you. He's very stingy today. Oh, I tell you, your tools are going to conspire against you. They got plans that are much different from what you want, and you got to make them bend to your will in order to get them to work, or else they're gonna come in and they're gonna have a whole fiesta with your painting. They're gonna have a party is what they're gonna do. All right, let's go ahead and take this brush, okay? And I'm just gonna go ahead and blend this in with a little bit of that dark paint there. There it goes. Okay. Blend it with a little bit of the dark paint and make it come down just about there. Okay, go ahead over here and blend that in with the dark paint, because you know the shadow's kind of coming down and it's kind of blending in there. And go over here, get some of that paint too. Okay. There it goes. Okay. Alright, I'm feeling pretty good about this so far. Feeling pretty good. Alright. Tell you what we can do. We can go ahead, clean that off. I have a feeling we'll need it again soon. Alright. Cool beans. In fact, we'll go ahead and set it right there. It's got a place of honor right on the palette. Or not the palette, but the it's got a place of honor on the easel. My head is in the right place, isn't it? Yeah. It sure is. Here. Let's go ahead and take a little bit of Ooh, actually, I want that color. What's it doing? Oh, I'm getting all scatterbrained. Here. Here's what we want to do. Actually, no. I don't want to do that. I don't want to put that dark color down. I want to get the red mix here. Let's go ahead, find a nice spot, wipe this off. Okay? That's good. Whew, that could have been disastrous. But it's all good. There. Now we'll go ahead and throw this color down. There it goes. Okay. Don't be afraid to get this color in there. Don't be afraid if it mixes with these other colors a little bit. A little bit. It's okay. It is okay. If it mixes and it looks kind of dull when you put it down, that's fine. That's normal. The point is we're going to put brighter colors on top of it in a short while here. Okay? Alright. And we'll go right here. There it goes. Now remember, this is mostly just a little bit of alizarin crimson and chrome yellow, this base color. Mostly alizarin crimson. So if you just mix a little bit of chrome yellow with your alizarin crimson, you get a nice color very quickly. Very, very quickly. It's going to look so good. You won't believe it. Probably think I'm fibbing to you right now, don't you? Yeah. Well, try it for yourself. See what you think. I think you'll enjoy it. Okay. And then we'll go ahead and do this one over here next. There it goes. There it goes. Okay. This is going to sparkle and shine when we add the yellow. Okay. There. Okay. Let's take our little brush. Okay. And we're gonna blend this out, smooth it out just a little bit. Just a little bit. Okay? Just a little bit. A wee bit. There it goes. Okay. There we go. Okay. Notice how brown these colors look right now. That's completely fine. That's totally fine. Here. Let's take our big old round now. Our big old round. Okay? Alright, and now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go into this bright color. This is just white and a lot of chrome yellow, okay? A lot of chrome yellow. Now here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go right about here. Like that. And then we're going to go and create another one. And then we'll create another layer down here. Okay. Just like this. Alright. Okay. That's a good way to go ahead and go about things. Alright. Now, we'll take a little bit more chrome yellow. Ooh, getting a little bit of that older turpentine in there. That's fun. Okay. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to get a little bit more of the chrome yellow. A little bit more titanium white. And we're making good time, I think. We're making good time. Ooh, I got a little bit more photorestricted time than I bargained for, huh? Okay. Okay. Now we'll make this layer right here, then this layer right here. That's cool. That's so cool. I am loving it. I love it. Okay. Now here, let's go ahead and let's throw down a little bit of something over here. Maybe something back here, and then we'll circle around like this. Okay. There. There goes. Ooh, I'm getting a lot of drips on my hand here. I gotta get some paper towel, I think. Like I say, sometimes your tools refuse to cooperate with you. And this is one of those times. I got another hair on me. Oh, that's just one of the trials and tribulations of painting. I still got one on me. Where is it? There it is. Goodness me. There, finally. Okay. Now we got a little bit of a drip right here too. Oh boy. Wonder where that's coming from. A little bit of a mutiny on the palette, I'd say. That's what we call whenever we got ourselves a little drip now. We just say there's a mutiny on the palette. Oh goodness me. Save the children. Here, we'll take some more chrome yellow. A little bit of that white. Boy. Boy. That paint is getting thick, isn't it? I'll say. Alright. So right here. Right about here. Okay. Okay. I got one petal right there. Okay, I got another petal there. And I got another petal over here. Alright. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe we got a little something right here. Just happens to be growing. Maybe another little petal kind of just popping out right there. Yeah, that's nice. Here, we'll go in here and get just a little bit more of this color, I think. There it goes. Maybe down at the bottom too. A little bit of color in there. Okay. That's what there is to it. That's what there is to it. Alright. And that one's a little bit darker, we'll say. Okay. We'll just go back into our paint, get a little bit more of the chrome yellow and the white. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. Okay. Go on ahead. Add a little bit more of the overus turpentine in that to make it go on a little easier. Okay. And we'll go over here and make some strokes like this. And maybe, okay, that's going this way, and then we'll have this going this way, and ooh, I don't know. You know, you can paint this with your filbert brush too if you want. That might be even better than the way I'm doing it. I don't know. However you want to paint it, but this is just one way you could paint. You know what I tell you. You don't have to paint this way. You can take whatever way you want. I just show you this to get you on your way. to show you that you don't have to be afraid, to show you that there's a bunch of different ways that you can go ahead and paint things. You do not have to paint it the same way I do. But you can if you want to give it a try. Okay, there's another petal over here. Okay, we'll throw another one right over in here. That one's going to bend around, I think, and this one's probably going to bend around too. Okay. There it goes. Alright. And then we'll just go down here and we'll paint little segments like this. Okay, like that. Like that. And we'll go down here. Say we'll go in here. There. And we've got some flowers on hand. Isn't that wonderful? Yeah, it sure is. Here we go. We'll set this brush aside for right now, because I don't think I'm going to need it right now. No, not right now. What I will need, though, is a little bit of white. Just a little bit of white. Okay? And here's what I'll do. I'm going to take a little bit of that odorless turpentine now, and we'll add just a few hints of white over here. Just like this. And if it starts to drip a little bit, you know, don't worry too much. Okay. I have a friend who uses a style of painting where he adds an excess of odorless turpentine into his work, and it causes the paint to drip, and he works with it stylistically. It's a pretty interesting way of painting. And I asked him how he did it, and he said, "Listen very closely, my friend, odorless turpentine." Like it was the most obvious thing in the world. And I said to him, "Well, I guess I wish I had thought of that then." Oh, he's a terrific portrait painter. Such a wonderful artist. All right. Okay. Let's go ahead and get some more white in here. I'm gonna ease up on the odorless turpentine, I think, because it might be working better this way. Okay. All right, that's better. And we'll go over here, I think, and maybe notate a few things over here. Okay. Like that. You know, make those noises too. Gotta remember to make those noises or else it ain't gonna work right. There it goes. Okay. And we'll go on the edge right there. That's good, that's good. Okay. It's all good here. It's all good. Okay. Just think of it as your brush whispering against things. Okay. Just like that. Just like that. Alright. We'll go down here. Yeah. Maybe over here. Okay. There we go. Okay. And maybe over here. Like that. Yeah. There we go. Now that looks cool. And boy, I got a little bit of the mutiny on the palette going on here. It just keeps wanting to drip. That's how you know I added a little too much odorless turpentine. Or just enough, depending on your point of view. As always, here, just like that, and then just like that too. Okay, I think we've got enough of these highlights on here that we can go ahead and add a few more interesting things. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to clean this one off because we need this one. Too much white. Too much white. Alright. Still a lot of white on the brush. Whew. Okay. Well. Alright. Now we got that clean. Here. Got a little bit of a mutiny right there. No, you don't. You get back on board. Okay. I'm just going to take the slightest touch of our vermilion. So we haven't used a lot of vermilion this episode. This episode we haven't used a ton of it. We haven't really needed to. I might go ahead and just get a hint of the alizarin in there. Yeah, just to make it a nice ruby red color. Just a little bit though. Don't overdo it. Okay. And then I'll go down in here and we'll create a few designs like this. Because maybe they got these nice designs here on the bottom of them. These lovely designs that nature has provided. This one kind of just circles around it like that. Kind of creates a little outline. Isn't it wonderful the things that you find in nature like this? You go out and you see these strange, wondrous things. Flowers gotta be some of the strangest, most wondrous things of all. Because you don't hardly see these colors anywhere else in nature besides, flowers and such. But then I guess that would make sense, wouldn't it? What else is there in nature besides life, wildlife and such? Well, you do see it in animals too. A lot of animals have colors like these. Oh, it's great. It really is wonderful. There. Okay. And maybe, I don't know. We'll go maybe right here, like that. And then right down this way. Okay. And we'll go ahead and go near the bottom like this. Okay, just like this. And we'll look over here. Nestle. A little red nestle in the bottom there. If we need to get a little bit more vermilion, and maybe a little bit more alizarin too, go ahead and get it. Go ahead and get it. We'll just add a touch more of the white. That's all we need. That's all we need is a touch. Nothing more. Otherwise we'll lose that color intensity. You want to be careful adding colors like that to your paint. Adding white to your colors, that is. Because a lot of times you'll lose that color intensity if you add too much of it. So be very judicious about how much white you add to your colors. Otherwise things might get a little dull very quickly. There's a fine line between just enough to give it a little bit of sparkle and then, too much. Yeah. Okay. Just like that. Just like that. Here we are. Okay, I'm going to go all the way up in here. There. Just like that too. Okay. Alright. And then we'll take this one and go. There it goes. Okay. Just like this. There it goes. There it goes. Maybe. Yeah, maybe just a little bit of that. Don't forget the noises, of course. If you don't make the noises, that color just ain't gonna go on right. Okay. There. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Okay. Okay. Well, those are some pretty nice flowers. Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. Here, let me see. Do I have my big old round nearby? Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay. That's good. Because here's what I want to do. I want to go ahead and just go through here and throw down a little bit of this. Here's where we're going to go. We're going to go all the way down to here. Just like this. Okay. Okay. That's all we got to do. All we got to do. Right? Yeah, it already looks good. And we'll go in here maybe and... Ooh. Here, I want to clean off that brush. It's got too much yellow on it. Okay. Little hummingbird. Little hummingbird. Okay. That's good. That's good. Now we'll go ahead into this thick paint right here. We'll find just where we need to go. We'll go right about there. Okay. That's all that really needs to be done there. And then, ooh, I don't know. Maybe we'll go ahead and just kind of rub it into the paint there. So it darkens a little bit. There it goes. Okay. All right. Well, let's go ahead and see where we need to add a little bit more color. Maybe I'll go over here and just add a little something over this way. Just like that. Maybe over here. Okay. Yeah. Maybe we've got a little bit of something there on the ground, right? Yeah, maybe we do. Maybe we do. Clean this brush off. Okay. We're getting to the point where I think we're going to be wrapping things up. Not quite yet, though. Not quite yet. We got a couple more things that we want to do. I'm going to take just a slight amount, that slight amount of alizarin, mix it with some white. Okay. Look at that. Look at that. Okay. Now, for the dark color, let's go ahead and clean up all around. Alright. Here we go. There we go. I'm going to add a little bit of alizarin crimson, well, a lot of alizarin crimson, to just a little bit of red. A little bit of vermilion, that is. Okay. That's all there is to it. And we'll go, I don't know, we'll go maybe down about right here. Okay. Pick out a nice spot where we think there's going to be a little bit of red and stuff. You know, all this. Okay. You know, just like, we'll just scrub it in. We'll scrub it in. There it goes. There it goes. And we'll do it again right about, right here, I think. There. Okay. There it goes. Yeah, that was easy, wasn't it? Yeah, it was. It sure was. I'm just going to take a little bit more of that alizarin crimson and a little bit more of the white. A little bit more. A little bit more. Okay. I'm feeling pretty good about this one. I'll just always add a little bit more than you think you need. You remember what I say. Always add a little bit more. Okay, so then we're going to go and cover this. And then we'll kind of just find all the little pieces in here where we think that, you know, these petals are going to go. There. All right. And then maybe we'll go on here and do some of this. Okay. There. There it goes. Okay. We don't have to really do any more than that. Let's get the other fan brush. Our first fan brush. Clean this off a little bit. Oh, that little hummingbird never gets off. My brush fell in. It fell right into my bucket. My bucket of odorless turpentine. Oh, that happens sometimes. Your brushes are just kind of overwhelm you sometimes. All right. So let's go ahead and take a little bit of the blue on that. And maybe we'll get a little bit of that color from over here. Bring it over here. Okay. And I don't know. That'll cover it up, and that'll cover that up. Here, we'll get some of that over there too. And then we'll go back over into our paint and kind of just bring things over this way a little bit. Maybe we'll got, oops. Here. There. There. Here. We'll do one more pass right there. Okay. And then we'll do a little something right here. I think we have ourselves a pretty decent little painting here. I think we can about call this one good. So let's get out our liner brush. And now, get a little bit of the odorless turpentine, dip it into the vermilion, because we use that color to sign our name. It's very striking, but also we want to find a place where things are going to be out of sight. So I'm going to go down here, and I'll initial it S-K. And you can put your own name. You can put a pseudonym. You can put your whole name, part of your name, your initials, whatever you want to put, just so that people can identify the painting that you did later on. Okay, that's all there is to it. Well, my friend, I really hope that you enjoyed this one. I had a lot of fun painting. It, and I think you're really gonna enjoy this yourself. I'm afraid that I have to leave you now, so until next time, with love from me to you, I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.